disappointed, ashamed, stupid. I was sexually assaulted. Summer after I graduated high school, 2016, there was an end of summer party before my class all went their different directions for college, and the person that was hosting the party invited people from all the towns around us within like a 35-mile radius, because it was just going to be a giant bonfire for us all, because we were all friends, we were all from small towns. So I went to the party with one of my high school friends, and her and I showed up, had a few drinks together, and started talking to a few people, and I met a guy that shared similar interest in baseball teams. So we were sitting there talking about our team and the players and the upcoming season we thought they were going to have. And I remember drinking a Red Bull and vodka, and the drink ran out, so he told me to stay right where I was. He was going to be right back. He was going to go make us another one, and then we would pick up the conversation where we left off. He left, he came back. I remember drinking maybe about half of it, and after that moment, everything kind of showed up in flashes, I guess, for lack of a better word. I remember looking at my feet to make sure I was still standing where he told me to stand, and then things kind of went black. And then I remember seeing some of my other high school friends show up, and then things went black. And then I remember talking to one of my friends, and they asked me if I was okay, and I was having a really hard time being able to stand by myself over by the fire. And then things went black. And the next thing that I remember is being over by a van where everybody had parked towards the field. And I remember the window was down because I had to hold on to it to keep myself up. And I remember somebody putting their hands in my pants. I remember them whispering to me, but I can't remember what they said. Things went black again. I remember coming back to just to, I don't know, back to them just touching me, and then I went black again. And when I finally came to the last time with that situation, I remember somebody came up to me and asked if I was okay. And I said, yeah, I'm fine, why? And they had to pick me up off the grass, and they had to help me zip up my pants and pull down my shirt. And then things went black for a little bit. And I remember coming to again and trying to find one specific friend because I knew something bad had happened. And I was trying to find the one person that I always went to. And so I remember asking everybody where he was, and I remember somebody saying like, oh, he was over by the campfire. So I remember walking in that direction, then everything went black again. And the next thing I remembered was somebody saying to their friend, if you can help me find my keys, you can use my van. And then everything went black again. And then I remember leaning up against a car, and then everything went black again, and I don't remember anything else until I woke up the next morning. But I do know I never found my friend, because I asked him. But I don't know what all actually happened, what all exactly happened, because it's all blocked out. Spring semester of my freshman year in college, I went out with some friends from back home that came in town for a concert. And while I was at this concert, I met a guy, and we just kind of hit it off as friends, and it was really easygoing conversation, and we just kind of hung out for the rest of the night, exchanged numbers, and everything was really laid back. It was all fine, nothing to raise red flags. And then the following couple weeks, we were just good friends. We'd go and hang out or go get something to eat. If I had a bad day, I could call him or go over and hang out with him and his dog and just kind of like talk about what was going on. And I just had somebody to lean on. And about a month and a half into knowing him, I had gone over to his apartment after a meeting that night and just had a lot on my mind to talk to him about. But one of his roommates was kind of coming in and out, and so if we were talking, he didn't want it to be in the living room where people were going to be interrupting. So we went to his room and he put on Zootopia because I liked Disney movies, and we were sitting there watching the movie, and I ended up crying so much that I just sat there for a while, and it was so late at night that I ended up falling asleep playing with his dog. And when I woke up because he was grabbing my wrists and holding them down in one hand. He had my legs pinned down with his own, and he was using his free hand to lift up my dress and down my underwear. And he doesn't go to this school, and I knew that he was a baseball player, but he was a lot stronger than I was, and with where I was at in the situation, I couldn't fight him off. His roommate was no longer in the apartment, so I didn't have anybody to yell to. And he pulled down my underwear, pulled down his pants, and he did what he wanted to do. And afterwards, he laid down and asked if I wanted to watch another movie. And so I just grabbed my stuff, I kissed his dog on the nose, and I left. And that night I tried to call a friend, but they didn't answer, so I went back to my dorm room, and I cried on the floor alone all night. And to this day, I still can't wear the dress. I can't go by the apartment and not think of it all. I can't know that he's gonna be somewhere and still go there myself. I can't hear certain songs on the radio that were playing when I met him at the concert. He's just a piece of shit. I was raped.